You played Test cricket at a young age, 2021, and T20 cricket. Obviously, it's a huge honour playing international cricket, playing for England. Obviously, a dream that you wanted to do from a young child, and obviously, congratulations for doing that at such a young age. So you played in the Ashes series down under. Test debut was Sydney Test just after Christmas. What was that like?
Well,
what was the whole tour like? What was the experience like? Cause
I mean, it was incredible, really, from my perspective. Like I said, I was 20 at the time, and I was basically the last time I'd been to Australia was the year before.
Was that when you played for New South Wales?
Yeah, so I'd gone to play grade cricket. I'd ended up with New South Wales for a bit.
Who did you play grade cricket for?
Gordon in Sydney.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, I had a great time. And then the next year I find myself there on an Ashes tour, and it was kind of surreal. It was a really great experience for me. That's as hard as it gets, right? So you always, growing up and stuff, you always think it will never get harder than Ashes. Everyone says that's the top, that's the pinnacle. So I remember thinking we had a few camps when we were under 19s at Loughborough, and we're facing all sorts on bowling machines and whatever. The heat's ramped up. It's really tough. And I remember thinking, God, it must be so hard in Test cricket. And so that was it. It's helped me so much since, because I've gone, well, I've dealt with the...
Can't get harder than this.
Can't get harder than that.
Was it physically in the heat, or was it like the mental?
Everything
around
in. Everything around it. I found the whole thing was just on steroids. It was from the moment we landed. I can't explain how much Australians enjoy England losing. Right?
You're just getting abused.
Not even convinced they like Australia winning. They just want to see us lose. So, it's every day in the media, and you'd be in the hotels, and then there'd be a dodgy headline in the paper, and the paper was strategically placed around the hotel, places you were going to have to walk through. Stuff like the little stuff was just the whole time.
But psychologically and subconsciously, that makes a massive.
It does, and it's a little thing, and it's tough. I can't get around it. It was tough, but at the same time, it was just so enjoyable. I just thought, this is absolutely unreal. We're going from city to city, like Unreal Stadium, all the time, and then eventually I got to play in one at Sydney, which was really cool for me, having played there the year before for New South Wales.
Did you get any of your Gordon teammates come and watch?
I think quite a few came along, and
That's nice.
Yeah, it was great. I actually played with Pat Cummins in that game, and I also played against him. So, it was crazy, and it was crazy hot. It was over 50 odd degrees, and it was, that's the first time in my life that I'd ever bowled a spell of about 4 or 5 overs and thought, I can't carry on all day.
Wow.
But I thought, this is unreal. Bowling against, at the time, they were the best team in the world, and the best players, and it was just awesome, really. But how hard it was, I can't begin to stress, because the standard is so high. When you think of all the best players, and they play like a county cricket or something, you can tell how good they are, but they're not at full tilt, and you can tell
they dominate as well. You look at the scorecard, it's like overseas runs, overseas bowler wickets,
and
in all conditions.
And you can tell they're obviously unbelievable, but you think that last little 5%, which is them in an arena where they're actually have to be on all the time at their best. That's it. That's Steve Smith at his absolute, giving it everything best, and that's Warner. The same. That's where it is, and you think that's the sort of scenario I really want to be in.
Did you, when you played against those guys, you say Warner and Smith, did you play against them and think, I'm playing with the world's best cricketers, but those two are level above them? Or not really? Was everyone sort of games? Because you're saying county cricket there, you'll play against someone, there's an overseas player, and they're head and shoulders above everyone else in their team, and they're scoring runs, and they're not even at full tilt. When you then went to play Test cricket and be around that, I guess, the England bubble and those guys constantly, maybe not the Australians, but in the England team, was there people that you just saw, I'm in the best 15 players at the moment in the UK, but these guys are just level above everyone else in that squad?
It's a strange one. I always feel whatever team you play in, there's always the best player or two, right? And you can always tell they're slightly better, and it doesn't change whatever level you're at. So, there'll be there'd be guys who, if they would play Test cricket, they'd be in the team, and you'd go, they're not as good as whatever. You go, but they're still unbelievable players.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable players. But watching it, you go, yeah, but they're not quite as good as Root, not quite as good as Butler. You know, and so to see, for me, it was seeing the very top guys at their absolute best. That's the best bit. But every team you're playing, there's going to be a best player, and so therefore there's going to be in the nicest way possible, a weaker player that you can sort of you have to go at, because you think, well, as good as they are, as good as they are, like, this is our best chance. So, that's what did it for me. Just the standard, just absolutely 1 to 11 of it was brilliant. But yeah, like, that's, like I said, as hard as it will get. So now I use that when it's tough. I go,
that'll give you a lot of confidence now, I presume.
Yeah. I mean, it could have gone better. I went for a lot of runs. I didn't take many wickets.
20-year-old playing Test cricket in 50-degree heat, first game.
Yeah.
You've got to look back now and go, geez, that's the hardest I'm going to play.
And I think that's as hard as it can be. It can't be harder than that, and potentially can't go worse than that. So, what's there to fear?
Look at those,
yeah. You know. So now whoever I play against, I think I'm not worried about this. You know, it doesn't probably don't let it get to me. I think I can do it. I'd have to figure out a way to be effective on this day at this player. You know, even if someone's playing me really well, I think, that's fine. But, you know, hang in there and it'll be okay, because it can't be tougher than that.
And that's such a good mindset to have, isn't it? You know, you've gone to your limits, and anything now is just never really going to be as hard as that. And just turning even like a negative in a game, for instance, like you said, someone playing you well into a positive, right? They're playing me well, but it's not going to be like this forever. And turning that around. So